If we take rebirth as a man, then as it says in the Tantras, we will enter through the father's crown or mouth, go down and be expelled from his secret organ into the mother's womb, and we'll take rebirth. And that's exactly how it is in Yamataka, Kala Chakra, Chakra Savan's Tantra. You arise as a deity, and you enter your future parents in the form of a tantric deity in control. Exactly. If you're going to be a female in your life, then you will be attracted to your father, you will merge with your mother. But my point is, if your most predominant throwing karma is to take rebirth as a human, you will bypass all the other things you see in Bardo. That is for an uncontrolled person. And then another thing that's interesting is that we're always worried at the time of death not to move people. His Holiness says don't worry, because during life they don't have control. At death they definitely won't have control. So if you move them like that, it doesn't matter. But for highly realized yogis who are in meditation, we should respect the meditation at death and not move them. So in any case, getting back to what you said, we're not just talking about rehabituating ourselves now. We're also talking about the karma that arises when we rehabituate our negative habits. And it's every moment. For me, that creates fear. A fear that says, I will be even more aware of my actions. That's what it does to me. At first I find, oh my God, every moment. Yes. Questions? Yeah, go ahead, Paris. After that, pass the cookie.
Just going back to what the Dalai Lama said about how you can engage in actions that are contrary to negative karma in order to overwhelm the negative karma.
Yeah.
Okay, so say we're angry 10 times a day.
Say what?
For example, if we're angry 10 times a day, and now we cut it down to 9 times a day, does cutting it down get us any good karma, or does it just mean less bad karma?
Any action that you do that goes towards liberation collects merit to reinforce that. Any action that's unchanged and remain still collects that negative karma. So instead of 10, it's 9.
But you're still angry at that 9.
Exactly. So like I just said, if any action you put towards improvement, towards liberation and out of compassion for others, definitely you collect merit. So now instead of 10 times bad, it's 1 time good and 9 times bad. But remember something that's very interesting, because if you transform yourself, not just so that your boss hires you, you get a good job, you get money, you get a girlfriend, a boyfriend, because that's not merit, that's just karma. If you transform yourself with the motivation that by transforming, I can benefit others and myself and take them out of suffering, then that 1 time that you change out of 10 will be very powerful because it's motivated by bodhicitta. Why is it powerful when it's motivated by bodhicitta? Why? Because now you're not lessening your anger for one person, you're lessening for all sentient beings. So it becomes very powerful. Therefore, when we do any actions, we should do it with a bodhisattva motivation and develop it and force it and fight it. You get that? So when we do it on the basis of bodhicitta or even artificial bodhicitta, that's for us now, it is much more powerful than simply changing your habit to get a better job. If you do that, you get a job, if you do that, you get money, if you do that, you get a house, if you do that, you get a car, you get a girlfriend, you get a boyfriend. Yeah, that motivates a lot of people. Why doesn't it last? Because it's only for that. And when that's finished, that person's gone, the house is gone, the car is gone. It's gone. But if you do it on the basis of bodhicitta for everybody, it's much more powerful than if you do it just for one person, yourself. You understand that?
Just a little extension of that. If you are still angry 10 times a day, but you felt remorse for it, whereas before you didn't, does that count as getting merit as well?
A, the practice of you becoming angry also affects it. And B, the amount of anger, because of the fact is, maybe now there's dharma, so you're not as angry as before, it's not as intense, and you recover faster. And afterwards, regret. Definitely. Definitely. What that doesn't collect negative karma, positive karma. What that does is this. It helps you to become 2, then 3, then 4. And the power of it, listen, the power of it motivated by bodhicitta will collect the merits that you're becoming angry less by 1, then 2, then 3 will grow. And then eventually you overcome your self-knowing. That is the same for laziness. That is the same for mindfulness. So the bottom line is, listening to teaching, understanding the nature of where our suffering comes from, knowing there is an antidote, and applying it.
Thank you.
Pass the cookie. Oh yeah, you have already. Oh, prepared. You're dangerous, you know. Oh, now I gotta get my thinking cap on. Cookies here. Everybody knows him on Sunday, right? For the sake of all sakes. 5 hours later, you're like, okay, thank you, Geshe-la. Go ahead.
So, on a subtle level, can we say that there is actually no neutral karma? There is either a virtuous mind or a non-virtuous mind. That if we are lazy, then it's a form of attachment that we do not want to receive suffering arising from ignorance.
Technically, right. But realistically, there is neutral karma. Breathing. Farting. You fart is neutral karma what? You do it on purpose because Koki's here, then it's bad karma what? You do it by accident, I mean it's your guess, you can't help it. There is neutral karma. There is neutral. But on a techno basis, you're saying, well, you got the bad karma to have this body, so you fart. Yeah, okay, I agree with you. There are many views, Sutra and Tantra.
So is laziness arising from attachment or?
I'm sorry?
The laziness that we feel that we don't want to do something.
You just sit there and
just sit there.
You just do very minimal and not want to do more and encourage it. That comes from wrong imputation. That if I do this, I will get happiness. If I do this, I will be comfortable. If I do this, I won't get any pain. Maybe in the past we associated with people, we got a bad experience, so we don't want to associate anymore, so we just stay home and don't associate. Why? We don't want to experience that pain again. It could be that. It could be that if we have to make a lot of effort, it takes time away from things we like to do. Maybe what we like to do is nothing or watch TV. So if it takes time away from what we like to do, and therefore we're sitting at home doing nothing, it's also negative karma. Why? It's not negative karma because you didn't do anything. It's negative karma because you reinforce that laziness. That in another situation where you don't have the material conditions to be lazy, then you will suffer tremendously.
Arising from ignorance.
Arising from?
Ignorance.
Oh, definitely. All. Everything. If you tell the whole world, you're a Buddhist teacher, everything arises from ignorance, no one can say nothing. That's how I get away with it by not studying. Yeah, arises from ignorance, what? Yes, ignorance. Ignorance on one, wrong imputation. Deep, isn't it? It shot through you for many years, right? Good. All right. Now, I'm going to stop here. I didn't do much. I'm not even going to look at your things. Yes. Oh, wait. Let Mr. Wyman go first because you're greedy.
Oh, this is a question. You wanted to talk about pure then?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
This is about the picture.
Sorry?
This is about the diagram of the wheel.
Okay.
You were saying, I was thinking this when I was reading it, the black and white rings, the virtuous and non-virtuous actions, they both arise out of, we do either of those actions out of ignorance, hatred, or desire. So does that mean even our virtuous actions are actually...
Our virtuous actions right now doesn't really create that much merit because we don't have bodhicitta and the training behind it and the development of bodhicitta. But having said that, we can develop bodhicitta. We're listening to it now. We have come across it now, and in your mind, you like it. So when we develop that, many of our actions, even negative, all right, inverted commas, become collections of merit. You understand? Last question, all right? Because it's late for everyone. I'm okay.
So that is why even the virtuous actions are all still real and it's all still within the sixth realm of samsara, correct?
Say it again. That is why?
That is why even virtuous, the actions that we consider virtuous are still within the sixth realm and still within the wheel of suffering. That is because it's still the wrong...
virtuous actions has some... You have to say it's within the sixth realm. Sixth realm is in us.
Yeah.
That's why still the virtuous actions is still stained by non-virtuous actions, because full bodhicitta and concern from others is not developed yet.
But that because it is stained, that is because of the fact there's still the wrong imputation that there is a personal, there is me doing that and so on. The wrong imputation is also always the wrong, imputing an inherent existence, correct?
Yes.
Like it says in the Diamond Sutra, if the bodhisattva
No,
were
we
to
get to
think...
the question. You don't have to quote. You just get to the question.
So why is it not a fully virtuous action, even though the deed is wonderful and perfect? That is because it's still the wrong attitude behind thinking that there is like
If
a
a
personal...
person's been killing, like Angomala, when he becomes a monk, why does everybody respect him immediately? Has his action become virtuous immediately? Has his previous actions, negative karma, been negated already? Or he still has the results of those negative actions that's been collected? Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the Pure Land and then that's it, okay? We're going to talk about this more, trust me. It's really good. What page was that on, Andy, the Pure Land thing? I found it. What page is it? Anybody know? I want everybody to stand up quietly and then sit down immediately. I'll talk about the Pure Land and that's it. Page 24, last paragraph. When we see that, basically, one action led to this lifetime, and that during this lifetime we engage in a great many actions based on ignorance, we realize that we are establishing potencies for a great number of lifetimes. If we want to end this process, the weak point is attachment. Since even if we have the billions of potencies to take billions of rebirths, if those potencies remain unnourished and unactivated, we will not take rebirth. It would be like having a room full of rice seeds and not planting them. If we can stop attachment and grasping, we can stop the process of rebirth. No matter how many potencies we have, we would no longer be reborn in cyclic existence, we would be free. Isn't that very clear? So even if we have many negative karma, and the potency of it is still there, and it's okay, karma, predisposition, same thing. Disposition means you're disposed to do something. Okay, a predisposition is something planted in you for you to do something. So a predisposition is his terminology for karma and its effects, or pre-karma before it opens. Okay? So it says here, the key example, very simple. It would be like having a room full of rice seeds and not planting them. So even if you have lived a life of anger and jealousy and laziness and miserliness, and you have all those karma with you, if you don't activate those karmas, it will not fruition. If they do not fruition, you will not take rebirth in samsara. So therefore, if we do our preliminary practices, we correct our motivation, we follow our teachers well, especially for Tantra, we receive a tantric initiation such as Vajrayogini, and we practice it from our heart, and by holding our vows in Tantra, by holding our vows with the 50 verses of Guru devotion, we really do what our Guru says. Even it's like a mule, we just do it. By following that, and we don't do anything else, we don't intellectualize anymore. We just do what our Guru says. Then all those potencies will not arise. All the previous karmas that's there will not open. Why? If you don't put water on the rice seeds, the rice cannot grow. Therefore, if you don't create the environmental condition for those karma to ripen, it cannot ripen. So temporarily, you're all right. So at that moment, you can ascend to Vajragini's paradise. You can ascend to Vajragini's paradise with your negative karma carried up there like excess luggage. And while you're up there, purified without having to take rebirth in samsara again. Does everybody understand that? Henry, do you understand? Do you understand, Cookie? Taking rebirth in the Pure Land before we become enlightened is possible. The Dalai Lama said so, indirectly here. What did His Holiness say? If we stop, listen, attachment and grasping, we can stop the process of rebirth. Control your anger. Stop it. Control your laziness. Push yourself. Control your mindfulness. Give. Control your irresponsibility. Force yourself. And even before you have purified all your negative karma, if you follow the tenets in Vajragini, you will ascend to Kichara paradise. With your negative karma. Why? Why? Listen carefully. Why? Because the karma to take you somewhere else didn't open. Why didn't it open? Because you're holding your vows. You're holding your commitments. You're following the 50 verses of Guru devotion. You are doing your tantric practice, which creates the cause for you to go to Vajragini's heaven. That is one. Or, if you like Kala Chakra, to take rebirth in Shambhala. That's how. So you want to be safe in your next life. You want to be alright in your next life. But you know that you've collected so much negative karma in this life, you feel like, forget it, there's no hope for me. No, there is, according to His Holiness. What is that hope? Is that even if you have not purified all your karma, but you stop it now, then you don't open it anymore. Do you understand that, Paris? Do you understand, Andy?
Yeah.
Do you understand, Koki? Okay. If you don't steal, you have fear of going back to jail. If you've stolen before you got to jail and 2 years later you're released, if you don't steal again, you have fear of going to jail.
No, but
Listen first. Do you have fear of going to jail?
no.
You don't have fear. Just face value. Don't go any deeper. If you've stolen before you go to jail, and then you come out and you don't steal again, do you have actual fear of going to jail?
No.
Okay. But is your record still there?
Yes.
Are you still an upright citizen? No.
No.
And next time you go to court, wouldn't that be considered a bad consideration against you, a mark?
Yes.
Okay. But if you don't steal again, none of that will ever surface again. You don't have to suffer the embarrassment and discrimination for that again. And in the United States, after a certain amount of years, that record is gone. You understand?
But I might have stolen.
Don't talk about that. Just talk about this right now. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
What you have done before, the karma has not opened yet. You don't have to experience it. So instead of hanging out in the disco, jumping up and down naked, you're at home doing Vajragini's retreat. So the other 500 times you were in the disco, jumping up and down, collecting negative karma, seducing all types of people, that karma is there, right?
Yeah.
If you do it again, you open that karma again, and everything that comes along with it. If you don't do it, it's there until you go to that environment. If you have a karma to be reborn as a fish, if you don't do any more, you do dharma actions. Instead of being a fish, you can go to Vajragini's heaven.
But couldn't it be that the karma to be a fish is stronger than whatever karma I get from
Of
non-virtuous
course,
energy.
that's why you need to apply effort now while you have time, of course.
So there's
That's why you don't wait till you're old to do Dharma practice.
but there's a possibility that even if I do
No,
healing practice,
no,
I'll
no.
still be-
Then you defy what Lord Buddha says. You're always going on this fear that you might fail. Stop that. Every question you have is on the basis of fear of failing. If you apply effort, why do you have fear of failing? Unless you had an easy life that allows you to fail and you have something to cushion you. Consider this no more cushions. You can't fail. You understand? I didn't ask you whether you accept it. I said, do you understand? Understand is good enough for now. Accept is something else. Everybody understand? Does everybody understand what His Holiness has opened up for us today? You can go to Kichara paradise. You can go to Shambhala paradise. You can go to Tushita paradise, even with all the negative karma you've collected. Don't activate them. How do you not activate them? By stopping them now. So does that mean, I didn't purify all my negative karma before and I can't? No, you can still go. Why? After you receive the empowerments and teachings and practice and you do it, you are occupying your time doing that as opposed to what you are not doing that has a chance to open up your negative karma. So if you've been stealing and you come out of jail, I make you do community work, the chance of you stealing is less because after community work, you're too tired to steal. You go home and sleep. So if I keep you busy, after a while, you won't steal anymore. So if I give you a practice and you hold your vows and do it, you won't go back to your old habits that open up your negative karma that becomes a vicious cycle again. So temporarily, you put your negative karma on hold. You don't activate it by holding your commitments and vows, by doing your sadhana and offerings and preliminary practices, by doing your sadhana. It will keep that at bay. And if you do it enough, while you're keeping your negative karma at bay, at a hold, you are collecting positive karma and it causes to go to Vajrayogini's heaven. Because Vajrayogini didn't say, if you purify all your karma, you go to my heaven. She said, if you do A, B, and C, you will go there. Does everybody understand? Let's put it this way. I will tell you the truth. It took a load off my mind. Yeah, it took a lot of pressure off my mind. Because I had that question for a long time, but I dare not ask it. So, as I've been telling you in Tantra, you can have your wealth. You can have your clothes. You can have sex. You can eat. You can have nice clothes and jewelry. You can have it, but in moderation. Because why? If you only focus on that, you will create the negative karma from only having that and being attached to that. Nothing else. Have it in moderation. Everything else be lazy on. Don't be lazy on Dharma. That's our tagline today. Be lazy and relaxed about everything. When it comes to parties, stay home. When it comes to discos, be a lama. Stay home. When it comes to running up and down the street like Paris naked on Chinese New Year's, be a hermit, stay home. When it comes to Dharma, be an extrovert. Not an introvert. Why? Dharma is good. When it comes to Dharma, speak. When it comes to Dharma, give. When it comes to Dharma, push. When it comes to Dharma, be embarrassed. Force yourself and do it when it comes to Dharma. Anything else, getting angry, be lazy about it. Talking too much, quiet. When people come for donations, for Dharma, give. Throw the money on them. Give them your ATM card. Give them the code. Give it to me. But when it comes to spending money for yourself and stupid things and things that increase your negative karma, be greedy. Be stingy. When people tell you to stay away for Dharma talk, take your eyes open. When you're on the internet looking at boobity movies, take your eyes closed. Open a little closed. Now the secret is this. I'm not going to stuff it down your throat. Purify your negative karma, and otherwise there's no hope. Now we got hope thanks to His Holiness. Aren't we so American? Now we're happier. We got a carrot peeler, and it made our life easier. Before that, it was difficult to peel, and it took a lot of time, and my kids were screaming at me. Now that I got a carrot peeler, it says to me 15 minutes. I got 15 more minutes in my life. My life is all happier. Isn't that so American? One little thing changes the whole life, and they're happy. It's a typical American advertisement. So let's be American in this. With all your negative karma, all you have to do is pay excess luggage, and you can get there. Right now, how do you get to Vajrayagi's heaven? Right now, hold your refuge vows. Don't make excuses anymore. Don't. 2, be in the Dharma, do the Dharma, don't use the Dharma, and don't milk the Dharma, don't take from the Dharma. Do the Dharma. 3, respect your parents. Take care of your parents. Be kind to your parents. Why? That is the basis of Bodhisattva's actions and developing bodhicitta. 4, everybody you come in contact with, talk nice, show a good demeanor, be pleasant, dress well, be clean to make them happy. Train yourselves to make them happy, not you. Then the selfish mind won't be activated again and again and again. Hold your refuge vows. The next step is hold bodhisattva vows. The next step is hold tantric vows. And then do your sadhana, do the talk, you'll be alright. In Vajrayagi's commentary, there's a very famous story of this man named Chating something, I can't remember his full name. Chating's the area he came. When Tibet was taken over by China, he was very angry. This is recent, okay? He died a few years back. He was very, very angry. He used to go shoot Chinese guards just for the heck of it. Not to defend, not to protect. Not that if you defend yourself, you shoot, that's good either. But even when Chinese guards, the red guards were in China, they would be on a coracle. The skin boats on the lake. When you see them, he would take target practice and make sure they drown. He would enjoy doing that, and he loved it. He loves drinking. Gambling is his favorite. He loves womanizing. He loves running around and fighting, rough noise is his favorite. And never taking responsibility, never taking care of his wife, nothing. He loved it. And when the Chinese came, they gave him more excuse to do what he likes, kill people. He loves it. And so what happened was, the country was lost, he went into exile, he's still doing his mischievous things. Not as serious as killing anymore, because India does not so easy in India now. One day he came in Dharamsala to the teachings of His Holiness Sridhar Rinpoche. And he listened to the teachings of cause and effect. Great regret, cause and effect. What happens when you do this, and the results will be this. Great regret came up in his mind. Great regret. And all the things that he'd been doing, cheating on his wife, womanizing, leaving his children and not taking care of them, just abandoning them. He doesn't take care of them. A long time he doesn't care. He's like, whatever luck. And fighting, talking incessantly, and also, that's part of it. He likes to talk and just talk, gamble and drink and killing people. He was very proud of it. He actually told people stories about that because he's a man one. It's very manly to do that. He regretted deeply. He cried. He regretted. And he realized what will happen to him. His Holiness Sridhar Rinpoche gave those teachings. Afterwards, Sridhar Rinpoche gave a Vajrayagini empowerment. And this guy, Chaching, was there. He took the empowerment. He received a commentary from a Geshe in Nepal. He went to Sridhar and he says, for the rest of his life, he wants to do retreat. He went to say goodbye to his parents, to his children. They're all grown up and stuff. His wife apologized to them for what he had done to make amends. And he went into retreat. And he received instructions from a Geshe on the full commentary of Vajrayagini's practice. After that, this Chaching guy completely changed. He stayed in a retreat in Nepal for at least 10 or 12 years of Vajrayagini continuously. He would do the great retreat, 3 year, 3 month, 3 day. That's when you do retreat. You don't have to leave your house. You do retreat in your house that time. That's very good. Now time to get Dharma. And he did that again and again. During Vajrayagini's retreat, he died. He's a normal layman. When he died, because he was in retreat, a few monks and geshes and lamas gathered together, did a funeral for him. Do you know it was witnessed by everyone, and it's famous now? Over his funeral pier, many rainbows appeared. Not in the sky, over his funeral pier, the burning of his body, many rainbows appeared. Many. It was even reported up to the highest lamas. And the lamas all said, not one, not two, he is ascended to Kichara paradise. This was very recent. I believe it because it matches what His Holiness says, it matches what Solemnity says, and Vajrayogini has that kind of power and potency. And we don't have to leave the negative karma that we have behind us to ascend. We can ascend. And that's the purpose of the teachings I give. That's the purpose of having a center. That's the purpose of the activities we do to reach that state, to ascend Kichara heaven, where you can take your time to purify your karma. Why? Listen carefully. Nothing in Kichara paradise will make you do things to open up your negative karma. Everything will be conducive to collect merit and to purify what you have brought up there. Do you understand that? The secret now is to control our negative habits now. Now, to stop collecting more and to stop making them stronger, and most important, to stop opening them up again and again and again and again. Stop. Stop. What better deal do you want? Don't have to purify, still can get to a good place. And it says in the Vajrayogini Tantras, 14 lifetimes is the maximum for those who practice sincerely. That means even if you don't ascend in your next life you'll be born again. Next life you'll be born in situations and places where you can practice this tantra perfectly. Meet the lamas at a very young age, receive initiation very young, and start practicing, have faith immediately. You at the same time will have good house, good family, good car, good everything, but an added feature, whatever good you have, you will not be attached. You will use it to help your Dharma practice. And you will do your Vajrayogini practice very seriously. And not after 14, or not on the 14, within 14, you will ascend Kichara paradise. So, it's very, very positive for us to control our habits now. No matter how subtle. Subtle means what? Obviously, it doesn't look like we're doing anything bad. It's very, very important. Attending talk. It's very important. And for those who don't have initiation, attending it is a very strong blessing for you to prepare for the future. Why? What will you do doing talk? You ain't gonna watch TV. You ain't gonna go on the internet like Joe and look for funny sites. You ain't gonna gamble. You ain't gonna say no to donations. You ain't gonna join some weird pop party and do drugs. Doing talk, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there and so bored, silly, not able to do anything negative, and therefore help you to rehabituate yourself. And actually, you can do mitzvah, or you do your Yidam's mantra doing talk. How powerful! Blessed by the talk mantras and prayers and rituals. Very powerful. That's why even to attend talk, we need merit. People who break their commitments, it's very hard for them to attend talk or do the rituals. Or even more serious, go near the lamas, or more serious, to see the lamas as positive and helpful. They will see it as negative. As negative. And they spiral down. And what can we do? Sorry, sometimes nothing. Sometimes nothing. But we don't let go of them. For our practice, we think about them. We can get to Kichara paradise. Everybody should own. Don't you like the way I twisted the whole thing to Vajrayogini? 12 independent links, Dalai Lama, cause and effect, and all of a sudden we're at Vajrayogini again. They're like, oh God, what is this? Why is that always Vajrayogini? She pays me, that's why. I'm her employee. The other thing, why do you twist it back to that? Everybody must have a Vajrayogini statue. As big as possible, filled with the most precious items inside. Don't make one. If you can afford to make a whole bunch, you give it away. Don't let people buy it. Sponsor it. Give it to them. They pray, you collect the merit. Wake up. Wake up. They pray, you collect the merit. Let them think that you're so wonderful, you're so giving, you spent the money. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, yeah, poor me. Here, take it. Every day they pray, you collect the merit for you. Isn't that fabulous? Think about it. You should make offerings every day. You should do your prostrations minimum. At least minimum 50 per day. You need it. Look at some of you. My goodness. How many years of Nasi Lemak? Look at you. You're bouncing around. You're swishing in Nasi Lemak sauce. Look. 50 prostration that you should do. Water offerings every day must do with the best quality. Vajrasattva must do every day because they stop negative karma with the correct motivation. And do your sadhanas. Don't miss the Dharma talks. Listen to them. Push yourself. And join in Dharma activities. Why? They help you to do actions that rehabituate negative actions. Dharma work is virtuous. That is why. Alright? Now, I'm going to give these classes, and I'm going to give it more intense, and I'll give it more smaller. Who wants to learn more on this? Okay. You can register with Jenny tonight. Write down your names, and you give her a deposit, and you keep that, wrap it in a kata, and I'll tell you what to do with it. You put it under my protector. Okay? And I will let you know the time and the place and what's going on, and you can ask other people to join. If you miss one teaching, I am not joking. I donate whatever to the monastery. You think, never mind, donate lah. But that's not the point. If so easy like that, raise it to 250 lah. Still easy and make it 500 even. 9 stars, 2 zeros. 150, put it in a whatever, and write your name on it. Okay? I'll tell you when the teachings will start. We will go more intense, but listen to me. We will go more intense earlier, but shorter and smaller. It's too much you can't digest. How's that? I know what you're thinking. You're lying again. False promises. We know you, Rinpoche. You'll never stop talking. Never. Okay. Thank you very much for reading this incredible book. One of the best books I've ever read in my life. Thank you very much for coming here and rehabituating yourself to listen to the Dharma. Thank you very much for even some of the harsh things that I've said to you. Don't take it harshly. I am not here to criticize or to hurt or to blame anyone. I get no benefit from that. It is pure advice. The next thing is, thank you very much for focusing, staying alert and awake and generating the mind to listen to the Dharma. I'm very, very happy about that. And I look forward very much to giving more talks on this. For the next book club, what you guys should do is read the first chapter, up to the first chapter again. We'll have a new set of questions. I don't want to pass over this very fast. Please, I beg you, and I fold my hands, and I request all of you, don't read it one day before you come in here. Every day read a little. Please, please, please absorb it in your mind. It will help you very much. Whether you're fabulous with no problems, whether you're not fabulous with a lot of problems, or in between, it will help you. Please read and think and write down questions and notes, and we will talk about it. Do you guys understand? Please do that. Be serious. Please love yourself and be serious and study this and help yourself. Please love yourself the correct way. Please be lazy on everything but yourself in relation to Dharma. Please. And remember, this is Buddha Shakyamuni's direct teachings taught by one of Lama Tsongkhapa's most erudite incarnate lamas, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. We can never go wrong with anything in this book. Rejoice and feel happy. We are following a correct path, correct lineage, correct practice, with no mistakes. And therefore you will get correct results. Be happy. Open to the Dharma. Everything open. Be open to the Dharma. And absorb it. While we have this chance together, time is short. Life is short. We've done everything. There's nothing left. Nothing left. Do the Dharma. Do yourself a favor. Let's learn more about our mind. Thank you very much for being so focused and listening. It's been an extreme pleasure for me to impart half hour of this and 2.5 hours of my gossip. It was gossip for 2.5 hours, wasn't it? But it's okay. You guys enjoy it. See? 9 out of 10 not bad one, right, Paris? 9 out of 10 not bad. The 10 we did Dharma, 9 we did gossip. Not bad, we're getting there. May all of you, by studying this, and everybody who hears these teachings, truly, truly ascend to Kichara paradise. Where there's no Dharma, let there be the Dharma. Where there's Dharma, please let me make it stronger. And where there is a misunderstanding or a slip in Dharma, may I personally take on the responsibility, time, energy, and resources to bring the Dharma up in that being or that area or that realm. For as long as space and doors and sentient beings exist, may I also come back again and again and again to be a tremendous benefit till every single sentient being is released. May I be tireless in teaching the 6 paramitas. May I be tireless in expounding on the virtues of compassion and the demerits of anger. May I inspire and help and bring many people onto the path of Lord Buddha's teachings, especially conquering one's negative mind and dispositions. In this life and all lives, may I never be separated from perfect Mahayana Gurus who have perfect lineage, perfect practice, perfect realizations. May I always practice and may I always be near them to be their closest among their circle of disciples. May I sponsor them, may I serve them, may I listen to them, and may I practice. And everyone who suffers, and everyone who has problems, may I have the ability to absorb and to take and to swallow and to absorb and take their sufferings and suffer for them with no remorse at all. May I develop that ability. May His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the 2 tutors, Chidan Dorji Chang and Ling Dorji Chang, and His Holiness Garnet Chiba, and His Eminences, the Shabda churches and Jangse churches, and all the heads of all the tenets of Buddhism, the 4 sects, and all the great lamas and geshis and teachers, and all the great practitioners and yoginis and dakinis and sponsors, and all Dharma committee and friends throughout the world, and volunteers. Be protected by a perfect path, perfect teacher, and perfect practice. And may His Holiness have long life, and the great masters have long life. May we be blessed and be near them all the time. May we never be separated from them, never. Separation doesn't mean physical, it means practice in our mind. And if any obstacles may come to His Holiness, or the tutors, or to any of these great masters, may it come to me. May I absorb their obstacles so they may continue. And their obstacles are understood arises from the students, no one else. May our personal lamas and our personal gurus have long life, and their Dharma students listen and follow them, and there's harmony in their centers and their temples. And may their wealth and their position and their sponsorship grow. And whatever our personal lamas need, may it all manifest and may their wishes come true. May I always have a perfect ear for the Dharma. Janju. Tony. Yewan. Chujijau. Let's do one round of white Tara mantras. And we'll do the short form Om Tari Tari Tori Sa. And please help me to focus on great masters like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, especially now. Reading this book really, it brought me to another level of faith in His Holiness. He cannot be moved. And not only His Holiness, but masters like that who spend all their lifetime to learn and practice and spread the Dharma. Let's do one round of mantras that His Holiness will live very long and not have any obstacles caused by any of us in the world. And may His Holiness have no health problems. Even the Kala Chakra 1 year in Bodh was cancelled because he was very sick. Imagine 40, 50,000 people showed up, cancelled. His Holiness was very sick due to negative karma. Our negative karma. Ours. Definitely ours, because we're supposed to get it. And may His Holiness have sponsors who will take care of all his needs with no problem at all to take care of everything. May His Holiness speech and presence pervade the world in the three realms. And just like His Holiness, every great master in this world will have the same, exactly the same. But most important, may these great masters have long life and not pass away. Then our living examples, our living Buddhas will be gone. Why are they living Buddhas? They show us that Buddhas do exist. Please think like that, and don't think about anything else. Selflessly, just think about that. May His Holiness live very long, and his teachings grow, and more sponsors manifest that His Holiness can go to more places to teach. And just like that, all of our teachers and gurus, may they teach and spread their teachings and go everywhere to teach. Everywhere. Om Tari Tu Tari Tori Sa. 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 Focus, please. Om Tari Tu Tari Tori Sa. Focus on Mother White Tara. Om Tari Tu Tari Tori Sa. 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 Om Tari Tu Umatari tutari tori soha Gandhi Devi. Sherezi Montesi Gasuri Shabesi Gandhi Devi. Sherezi Montesi Gasuri Shabesi Gandhi Devi. Sherezi Montesi Gasuri Shabesi Thank you very much.